Hola, my amigo. Soy thingamajig. Buenas noches. Mucho gusto. Vamos. Right, hello guys, and welcome to another treat from the Virtual Racers Club. Right at you. This is going to be a classic, I tell you. Brand new championship, round one, fresh out of the BOX. We have got the FF Cup. What's the FF Cup? The Full Frontal Cup, of course. My word, we've gone all full frontal here at the Virtual Racers Club. To hell with it. So here we are with the FF Cup. Excuse me, little windy pops. In the chat, down with it, is Muddy saying, good evening, good sir. And Racer Brown saying, hello from the other side. Racer Brown saying, good evening. Yo. So, what is the FF Cup? FF Cup is a mini season using the front wheel drive Group 4 cars exclusively. Drivers will take their chosen machines across the globe for 6 rounds of 1 hour races. Qualifying and race strategy will be intertwined in this championship. Ooh, Colour being intrigued. Intertwined in this championship. So we're going to have at 8 o'clock. Oh, we're at High Speed Ring. And welcome High Speed Ring. This is apparently the first time we've raced here, definitely streamed here. But yes, this is the High Speed Ring. Where's that, in the USA? I don't know. I haven't got the world map up. So I think it's USA one. Ooh, my lord. So also in the chat we've got Mama Sykes saying hi thingy. Hope all is good with you. Hi guys. And Racer Brown saying kick him Skyjacker. Whom? Kick who? I don't know. Miss summer. Read there. Boom. So I was telling you, the FA Cup is a mini season using the front wheel drive Group 4 cars exclusively. Drivers will take their chosen machines across the globe. Oh yeah, strategy. So at 8 o'clock, I looked at the clock and then I saw there was extra chat. So I had to get down with the chat. Oh, is the internet being a little boo-boo-boo? Is the internet being boo-boos? I looked down and it looked like it was frozen. You can't have boo-boos on the internet, not for the first rounds. I am trying to do it through phone data. That might be where I'm going wrong. I'm trying to save the real internet for the stream. I'm not even getting any picture, so hopefully it's working. Oh no. I'll get with it 1 second. Yeah, that looks alright. Talking. I'll get with it 1 second. Yeah. Talking's happening. It's got error while loading, tap to retry. I don't know. Maybe there's issues, maybe there's not. In the chat, Skyjack saying, good evening, sir. Hope all is gravy. And Racer Brown says, he knows. He knows. Right. I've got toys. We're at High Speed Ring. We're at FF Cup. and like they say front wheel, but it's full frontal. We're all on the front of the car, so it's full frontal, I think. We've got 15-minute qualifying starting at 8 o'clock UK time. And we're all over the place with our times. We like to jump forward, jump back, shake it all about. And then we go on to a 60-minute race. There is rules within those races, and I'm on the wrong bits. We'll go info. And yes, the rules are right. The free choice of tyres are racing hard, intermediates and wets, and the option tyre is racing soft. It can only be used once per race, and the mandatory tyre is racing hard, and that must be used during the race. So they've got to use the racing hard. They can only use the racing soft once, and the mediums, intermediates and the wets are free choice if they need them. Now I believe if they do use intermediates or wets at any point in the race because of rain, not because they're mad, then the hard, well, the tyre rules go out the window. So I guess they can use softs more than once is my interpretation. Where did I read it? I'll tell you. You can see what you think. If wet or intermediates are required at any point during the race, the mandatory tyre requirement is suspended. So the mandatory tyre is the racing hard tyre. So the option tyre still can only be used once per race. So if it drizzled for like 30 seconds at the beginning of the race and then they changed tyre, if they went on soft, that's the only time they can still use it in that race. Doesn't matter that it rained or not. But they don't have to put the hard on. I said hard on. Full frontal cup, and they have to get hard on. Now Mama Homesick in the chat saying, evening thingy, how the devil are you? I'm good, I am good, but my left elbow hurts. Said left, just so the smuttier minded people don't go to conclusions, but I think I've got Red Bull elbow. I think where I hold my can, 90-degree elbow all the time. I think I've definitely got Red Bull elbow going on. They want me to say ready, and I'm all hyped up in the chat with you guys talking about Red Bull elbow. It's a real thing. Look it up, I'm sure. Guesty saying evening thingy. I think that's actually Guesty, the Guesty we know and love, in the chat. Whilst I think the Guesty that we're seeing on track in the pits is the better half Guesty. It's the wife. So interesting stuff. Mama Sykes in the chat saying, let's have some great racing. Oh, certainly hope so. And Homesick Alien saying evening. And Joker saying evening. Why, hello, everybody. And welcome to the Virtual Racers Club. And they're getting themselves ready for the beginning of qualifying. Everyone's getting their R's and their Y's in, as they need to. Ooh, Ensign Hewitt sliding along the road there. I don't even think his wheels are turning. Here we go then. Yeah, I saw in the... Oh, it's raining from the off. So Homesick started with Inters. Norman's has gone with wets, and it could be a cracking choice. I think it's the right choice for Norman's there. And that's how the race is going to begin, we think. We're not sure with the randomator. And yeah, Norman's braving it out with wets. That's what he's going to have to start the race on. And everyone else looks like they're going to be starting on the intermediate. So there they go. And Homesick Alien donning the famous championship winning for him in the VRC. I don't know if they won a championship when Williams ran a Renault in BTCC, and it wasn't one of those Renaults anyway. But by and by, oh wow, what's that? Someone's just got in the room too late. Can you believe it? They'll be able to wait 15 minutes and then be on the back row. So Pat, they've all started on Inters except one guy, Norman's looks like he may have made the right choice there, because down on the dashboard at the bottom of your screen to the left, very left, apart from the time, you see the bar, and it's a little blue now. They've added the blue. It never used to be blue, and I've never noticed it be blue, but he's got 3 little lines inside that bar, and up to the first line there, totally dry. So yeah, the bridge is going to be fun during the race, totally dry. And then in between the 2 middle bars, that's Inter territory. When the bar is there, that's where Inters are your best choice. Then above the line and up to the top is your wet tyre territory. That is why Norman's may have made a killer choice here, but it is right on the line of Inters and wets, and we won't know which way it goes, but we're looking at Norman's in his VW Beetle, and it's delicious. No Rocco in it. It's not a Beetle in this. Beetle's the Group 3. I do apologise. It's got to be a Rocco. It looks remarkably curvy at the front, but yeah, it's the Rocco. So Skyjacker, he is in his beloved Audi. Is he? I think he is. I just assumed he was because he loves it. Yes. The Audi TT for Skyjacker. He's gone for intermediates, and the weather is, like I said, just above the line of Inters, so it could be a touch, it could be anyone's. Homesick Alien is on the Inters. 15 minutes of qualifying we've got, and You know what? It's quite a long track, isn't it? Not really, I suppose. It just feels it's taking them a while before they're posting those times. Who's front? Well, he's the bloke who's going to cross next. Someone else crossed the line, though. He's the bloke. It's Skyjacker. I didn't even look at the name. So Skyjacker posts the first time. And is it respectable? We know not until the next guy comes across. So, and is that homesick? It possibly is. Homesick's a good barometer to go by. He's a second or so off. Racer Brown's in there. Don't often see him. He's usually doing his deliveries this time of night. Jokus is your fastest man in the pug. He's found some great time out there. He's on the intermediates as well. So Cthulhu. Hey, Cthulhu, did you hear my intro? Hola. Soy thingamajig. Buenas noches. Mucho gusto. Skyjacker is now third with that time, and it was respectable then. It's still respectable now in third place. Baza, the Belgian brainiac, the absolute ballsy Belgium out there getting purples. He's in a Rocco. He's got the teeth. He's going to be biting butts today. Is that another Monster? Monster are taking over the sponsorship around here. I don't know if it is Monster. I don't want to jump to conclusions. It's just it's got claws. And Matt Psycho slipping in there in the sly, in the quiet, up and into first place. He also is manning piloting a Peugeot RCZ something or other, but it's a pug. And Jokus also in the pug. So the fastest car, it seems, at the moment is Cthulhu, who is in the Rocco, I believe. Did I say he was in the Rocco? And Baza, we saw him getting purples, and he's come good. Well, how long? We're only 5 minutes into this qualifying. I think there'll be a pit stop for fuel. And Mrs. Guesty has gone 8th the fastest, just seeing it slipping in there. 4 tenths behind the Alien, and 3 thousandths ahead of the Hewitt. So that's a cracking looking car. Now, do you have to do it the opposite way around? Did Mr. Guesty have to design that one? Did Mr. Guesty do that one, or check the nicknames? I just saw it. It's brilliant. I can get that up as well. Hang on. No, that's not it. But you have to go on the controller. Yeah, you have to go on the controller. But there we go, Mrs. Guesty. There you go. Sweet. Oh, dude, she is gonna make some grown men cry in an hour's time. It's gonna be delicious. I love it. So Skyjacker retakes pole position in first place with Matt Psycho. Throwing it around that, is it tight corner? It looks quite tight. Racer Brown, Jokus again in the pug. It's as the weight falls off. I don't know, it's drying up. Oh, poor Norman's. It's drying up, it seems. Now it's slipped down into Inters. Norman's just posted a time, though, second fastest. And I suppose, yeah, great stuff from Norman's, even though the weather is going away from him. And we believe it might do this during the race. It's going to be similar to what the race is. So Baza is your fastest man at the moment. The blinding Belgium booming like Batman out there in front, and he's getting purples again. He really is spanking the rest of the field with Normans on the wet tyre. Remember, the wet tyre. No one's come in to decide to change those tyres, and we are getting low on the intermediate scale. Matt Psycho, did he just post that to go second fastest ahead of the Flying Finn? And Mrs. Guesty in the pits now for a set of Inters and a little splash of fuel in the Audi TT. Skyjacker going faster again, up into third. This is going to be quite tight, isn't it? I mean, it's 3 different manufacturers on the top. Homesick Alien coming alive, but it's at the same time Racer Brown decided to as well. So Homesick Alien for a millisecond had pole, but no, Bazza's back. God almighty. It's flipping around like anything. So the Baz back on top, ahead of Racer Brown by 8/10. That's quite a leap. And then Homesick Alien 3/10 behind Racer Brown. Big Dan's gone in. Ensign Newer, has gone in with the Suzuka Swift. 4th fastest. This is very tight down the field. Cthulhu, look, only 100th off of Ensign Newer, and he's only 300th off of Homesick Alien. It's so tight. And then Matt Psycho, 700ths off of Cthulhu. The lap times are dropping as the fuel is. We've seen a few of them come in and top up. There's Skyjacker. He's going, this is going to either be a run or an in-lap. And what is it going to be? I bet it began as something, and if it's a mistake made, it becomes an in-lap. Where are we at the moment? It looks like it's going to be something. He's taking it to the line. Skyjacker getting another good lap, going up third, and then someone else popping into the pits in the background. Wow, exciting stuff in qualifying here, all over the shop. But Racer Brown again goes into top spot. Cthulhu goes faster, but only 4th. But Bazza again replies to Racer Brown's time with an even faster time. This is riveting stuff. Racer Brown 2nd, Matt Psycho in 3rd so far, with Cthulhu in 4th, Skyjacker 5th fastest, Homesick Alien 6th on the grid, Ensign Newer is 7th so far, Normans is 8th. He's been in, he's put inters on, he's not put a lot of fuel on, he really is just going for a 1- hope here, and maybe another in. Maybe he's edging his bets that it's going to drop into soft tyre territory. Norman's then out for just a 1 blast lap there, I reckon. Mrs. Guesty 9th at the moment, carrying a little damage, but it'll shake off. And she's got softs. Wow. Bold from the lady. Wow. Brave and bold from the Audi TT pilot, going on the softs. Is she going to make it all up in the tunnel? We will see. That's going to be interesting to see how that plans out. With Jokus, she's got more balls than everyone else on the tarmac at the moment. I tell thee, you gotta give her that. And Pat there in his was that a Suzuki Swift, and he's only 900ths off of Joker's time. It is a tight field. Look at that, 2.5 seconds covers the whole field. Bazza's in to get a splash of fuel for the last 5 minutes of qualifying, and a fresh set of, what do we reckon, softs or inters? Where's he gonna go? They release him. It's tense. He's gone softs. He will not be shown up by the lady. And Norman's another good time with those intermediates, going 3rd fastest. Then Racer Brown on an outlap. Norman's in now. That's it. He's parked it. No, he's going back out with a set of wets. Oh, I don't think you're going to get much out of that, my friend. Matt Psycho, he's got damage. He went softs as well. He's on an outlap. It's the time then, maybe. But that thing's still on the line, Cthulhu. The bar is still on the line for between dry and inters. Cthulhu, though, he's on the inters for an outlap. He has not risked it for a biscuit. Skyjacker also on a set of softs. We're seeing a trend out there. And I think a lot of egos going to be bruised. With Homesick Alien getting purples. He's virtually at the end of the lap, and maybe softs could be the call. But Homesick Alien getting a purple, coming out that 3rd sector. Mrs. Guesty goes faster, up into 6th place. Homesick Alien we saw with purples. He crosses the line, and he gets pole by 1 second. Unbelievable stuff. What have we got? Still 3 minutes left of qualifying, and there is definitely a dry line formed out there with Homesick Alien using the softs to great effect. Then we've got the Baz. He's on softs, but he's only just finished his outlap. This is his first run. And Racer Brown, he went racing mediums, and he's changed his mind. He's going to try and get a quick run in the softs before the end of it. And then we have Racer Brown. Normans, he's come back in. He's not going to deal with those wets. He's gone around and come back in again. I don't know if he's got enough time with Matt Psycho. Coming to cross the line on the racing softs. What can he pull out of the hat? Oh, yes. Lovely. Second fastest. And I tell thee, it's no small feat getting a good lap time on a set of softs on a drying track. So tremendous stuff from these guys. Ensign Hewitt's gone third fastest in the Suzuki Swift. And he is swift, isn't he? Look at him go. And then again, more movement. Skyjacker slams the Audi TT on pole position. 2 more minutes to go. Homesick replies with that with another fastest lap of the qualifying session. More people, more times. Homesick Alien then pole. Skyjacker second. Matt Psycho in third. Ensign Hewitt 4th fastest so far. Bazza is in 5th. Racer Brown 6th fastest in his Sirocco, I think that is. It is. And Norman's in his Sirocco, 7th fastest now. He's got a set of softs on. He means to do business. And Cthulhu there, he's set on them intermediates, but he's down in 8th. He's done his fastest lap time, but I believe it could be time for softs. He's going faster again. I mean, he's only hundredths behind Norman's, so maybe on those inters, but I think the time has passed of inters, and it is definitely... They're on the softs now, and Mrs. Guesty, who set off the trend, is 9th fastest, only 6/10 behind Cthulhu, 7/10 ahead of Pat's Suzuki Swift, and Joker's 11th fastest so far. And we have only got less than a minute until flags out. Skyjacker going even faster, showing his dominance in the full frontal cup. And we are seeing his full frontal capacities. It's beautiful. Homesick Alien doesn't have a reply. He is faster, but he's 100th shy of the monster liveried Audi driver. Ensign Hewitt goes back up to 3rd fastest, and this is the final lap for most of these guys. Mrs. Guesty, please sit down. Chill your boots. She's gone 3rd fastest, ladies and gents. Answer is, they're both fast. I was going to make something rude about Guesty and Racer Brown at the end, stealing the limelight. The flag is out, but Racer Brown's done for the day. Skyjacker's still on a run. Homesick's still on a run. Mrs. Guesty is still on a run. And Jokers has finished, but what a final Jokers had there. 5th fastest from 11th. Ensign Hewitt down in 6th, and he's done. He's not going to go any faster. Matt Psycho's still running. He's going towards the line. Normans has gone faster. I can't see where he's gone. And so's Matt Psycho. He's gone 5th fastest. Normans went 4th fastest. A lot of movement near the end there. And who else has got a run then? Cthulhu's on a run, but he's on the inters. Homesick Alien takes pole right at the dead, right at the very, very end, when all is done and dusted. Homesick Alien came through in that little Renault and pops it in there. Cthulhu also goes faster, but on those inters, I don't know where it's ended up, but Homesick on pole with Racer Brown joining him on the front. Oh, there's a couple of late flurries with Baz and Mrs. Guesty, but they've made no impact at the top. Skyjacker there, 3rd. Normans is 4th. Guesty 5th. Mrs. Guesty is in 5th place with Matt Psycho 6th. Jokers in 7th, and we'll look. Don't you worry. Don't you panic, guys. We will see them. I will get them up. Whew! Right, I don't know if I can handle a 60-minute race. That was intense. So in the end, Homesick Aliens McGann got there on pole. What a beautiful, beautiful drive, and nearly half a second faster than Racer Brown, who finished in 2nd. Skyjacker starts the next row in 3rd with Norman Guesty in 5th. I'm worried they're starting. Mrs. Guesty in 5th, Matt Psycho 6th, Joker's 7th, Bazza in 8th, Ensign Hewitt 9th, Cthulhu in 10th, Pat in 11th. Cracking stuff. Let's spectate. They are on the grid. My God, he gives me no time, and I'm on all the wrong things. The lights are on, and it is go here at the high speed ring. And let's have a look. It's Bazza on pole. Why can't I see him? Where am I looking? Why am I looking all the way down here and not at pole position? Let me see pole. It wasn't Bazza on pole. Homesick Aliens in 2nd. I don't know what's quite happened here. It was a bit weird, that. So Homesick Alien Normans is up into second. So Racer Brown's lost a bit of ground. Sorry, it was weird. It was showing Bazza up there. Skyjacker, it must have been just a slight glitch. And Matt Psycho there in 5th. Jokus in 6th. With Cthulhu in 7th. Bazza down in 8th. Guesty in... Oh, Mrs. Guesty's had a slip. With Pat in 10th. And Ensign Ewart down in 11th. And it's Normans. This should work in favour of his tyres. Should be a lot grippier than the guys around him. And it's very, very tight all the way around. So we've got Homesick Alien leading from Skyjacker. And Matt Psycho making a move on Normans. It's very bunched up at the moment. And there's a lot of heartbreak can happen when the cars are like that. They've got to be very careful as they make their way around and into the bridge. They can take a breather from the rain. My dearie. And Muddy in the chat saying, get in, Bazza. Bendit saying, good evening. And Skyjack saying, that was a quali and a half. That was more than a quali and a half. So we're looking at Racer Brown trying to make his comeback in this race. And we've lost Normans even further. Those wet tyres not working for him at the moment. Homesick Alien leads from Skyjack and nothing changes there. Then with Matt Psycho up into 3rd. Racer Brown, we've got movement. Normans there is in 5th. Cthulhu coming through from a poor qualifying on the intermediates is already up and into 6th place. Vamos. And Bazza in 7th with Jokus in 8th. Remember, Bazza had great pace during qualifying in the wetter stages. So watch out for Bazza. He's going to be a big thorn in a lot of people's sides. There's Jokus in a lovely clean Peugeot there. It looks delicious with Guesty. Oh, Guesty having a coming together with the Pat. My word. And Guesty then looks like they've given the place to Pat. And Ensign Ewart in 11th, trying to get his Suzuki Swift in there. Homesick Alien, meanwhile, still leads from Skyjack and Matt Psycho 3rd. Racer Brown, there's a whole cluster of cars. Normans and Cthulhu racing hard. On board with Cthulhu. No, not there. So now Cthulhu is ahead of Normans. Back out into the rain. Look at it. Boom. Straight hits you in the face. We're on board with the Spanish driver at the moment, and you can see the whole field ahead. And Norman, as soon as that rain, he's probably got loads of grip in this corner and just wants to get by whilst those tyres are working. The wiper's still going. I'm assuming it's still raining. The bar is still up there. And more movement up in front that we're sat from Cthulhu's point of view, and they're all bunching up into the first corner. My dearie God, look at them. 3 wide, no. They're going arrow-headed into it. Matt Psycho leading from Homesick Alien. Skyjacker, I say leading, they're all there. We've had a huge wall hit from Homesick Alien. Homesick Alien, he's not picked up any damage though. Matt Psycho leads this race. Homesick Alien up, but is Matt Psycho wide? Matt Psycho's around the outside of the wall. Homesick Alien just carrying on. Skyjacker there in 3rd. Then we've got Racer Brown ready to pick up the pieces, and he's getting one up the inside of Skyjacker. Cthulhu as well, right on the case. And then we've got Normans and Bazza alongside each other, racing hard. It's beautiful stuff. Is that 2 Roccos I spy? Side by side, going through the wiggly bit. Lovely little bit of skill. A little tap there. I think Norman's got on the curb and went a bit sideways into the Baz. And Joker's then in 8th place. Mrs. Guesty there, 9th with Pat and Ensign Ewart fighting over the scraps of this race. But it's Matt Psycho who's pulling out nearly 9/10 of a lead. He loves to go out wide through the flying corner. Homesick is down there tight in. Skyjacker also tight, but Racer Brown going for that wide line around the very fast right-hander, I believe, left-hander. It could be a left. No, I'm looking at it the wrong way. In the chat, we have Mama Syke saying, go Matt, go Matt, Moss. He's pulling out a lead, 1.5 seconds. These guys are tumbling over each other. The rain looks like it is clearing up. The rain looks like it's going away from the wet runner, which is Norman's. And Jokus is starting to catch him. Then a bit of a gap to Mrs. Guesty. Ensign is ahead of Pat. It's the battle of the Suzuki Swifts. And the Audi leaving them behind. And Matt Psycho then really is thumping this one home. Oh no, Krabats. I don't know who Krabats was. Homesick Alien in second, then Skyjacker in third. It's very close between, wow, that's Bazza, isn't it? In it? What sort of language is that? So Bazza, from his point of view, he sat in sixth, and he can see Homesick, Skyjacker, Racer Brown and Catula all in front of him. It's a drying track. He's caught out a little bit by Catula's brake in there. He's trying to pull one up the inside of the Chupa Chupa. Them ice lolly, those little lollies, they used to be lovely. I've not had one for years. Chupa Chupa, what are they called? Chupa Chupas. Sorry, I'm taking a lovely swig of my hot beverage right now. Enjoying the view, what Bazza sees. Little lift there from Baz. I think the back end was getting a little light. And unbelievably tight with Joker's not too far behind. Norman's down in eighth. He's going to have to be considering what he wants to do with his tyre situation. Wow, they look a lot closer off than they did sat inside Baz's car. Matt Psycho, meanwhile, getting the fastest lap of the race and extending that lead to 2.2 seconds. We're down to 3/4 of a tank of fuel. 6 minutes into this 60-minute race. It's going to be a delight with fuel. Homesick Alien, similar fuel to Matt Psycho, pulling away from the Brown and Skyjacker nearly giving the barrier a little rub, which gives Catula half a chance. Audi on Audi action here in the full frontal cup. It's delicious, it's great, and just ahead of the Audi of Catula, Racer Brown taking a big chunk of barrier, I believe. I didn't see sparks though, so maybe not. And it's helped him because Skyjacker slipped behind, and Bazza is ready. His teeth are gnarled. They're gnarled at the back of Skyjacker, ready to bite the beast. Joker's then in seventh. Nice little space. Joker's is catching up the pack ahead of him though. And he's going to be on the back of that train very soon, with Norman's on those wet tyres clinging on, hoping that the track either dries up or gets wet pretty soon. Pat getting a move done on Mrs. Guesty up the inside in the Rolex Diet Choke Suzuki Swift, and Mrs. Guesty then getting in the tow, trying to get a little movement on the Suzuki, and Ensign Hewitt sitting just behind. Now the Suzuki Swift is meant to be the best on fuel, I heard, but it's not looking that way at the moment. If you look at their tanks, they're burning through it. Matt Psycho still flashing up purples, and only gaining 2/10 on the Alien now. The Alien's starting to get into the 22s, and he's got Racer Brown pushing him as well. We're all in the 22s now in the top four. Skyjacker yet to touch the 22s, and nor has the Baz. The Baz, those moved up the order. Has he? He has. He's got himself ahead of Skyjacker. No, it's movement again. There's the Baz. There's Skyjacker. No, Jokers now. Skyjacker might have an issue, you know. He's dropped 2 places. Everything looks okay. Maybe fuel saving, maybe car management. He's just done a 22.2, but he seems to have dropped 2 places there in one straight. Matt Psycho then out there blasting away. Racer Brown now in setting chase. Racer Brown is setting chase for Matt Psycho. The Battle of the Titans. We've not seen it for a while. Homesick Alien then in third ahead of Catula, and then Bazza, Joker, Skyjacker, Norman's is quite safe though. He's got 8 seconds from Pat, which is help. It helps in a 60-minute race when you can play with your strategy a little bit. And we've got a lovely little battle down here with the Suzuki Swifts and Mrs. Guesty. But it's Matt Psycho, 2.6 seconds, another 2/10 on Racer Brown this time. They're in the 20.9s though for Racer Brown, and that's not even the fastest. So another 2 seconds Catula's found in the Audi. And Matt Psycho, 21.2, he must be starting to get, no, there he goes, he's found the 20s as well on the drying track with the intermediates. Skyjacker into the pits. Interesting stuff. We saw he lost a couple of positions. The guys on inters at the moment are doing 120s. Not sure what the soft or the hard tyre is. Now remember, because we've had inters and wets used in this race, the mandatory tyre does not need to be used. The racing hard does not need to be used. So if they're going to go dry, they're going to have to use, if they use soft, it's going to be just for the once. They want to time that soft. They've got a map. I don't have a map. At the moment, to me, it looks like it's drying up quite nicely. And I don't know if there's any chance of the rain coming back again. But to me, it looks like it's drying, and it's drying very fast. We saw in qualifying that line appeared. We don't know if it'll come back again. And this is what these drivers have got to ask themselves. They're on the intermediate tyres. The intermediate tyres can live with this track for a few laps. They're doing 120s. Now, when we see what Skyjacker can produce, is he the only one gone for a set? He's gone for a set of mediums. So he doesn't want to spend his softs yet. Ensign Hewitt's spending his softs. He doesn't. He cares less. And Matt Psycho's decided this is the time. He doesn't trust what Skyjacker is going to produce with the medium tyre. Homesick Alien is now your leader. I think he might be thinking, well, to hell with it. It's still wet. Yinters are still working. I don't know what he's thinking. I'm just thinking what I would be thinking. 120s. Excuse me. Again, excuse me. I should have muted. I've got a right tickle. It's the coffee. I blame the coffee. No, the warm beverage, sorry. Hot beverage. I don't say any kind of brands anymore. Except for Red Bull. Red Bull, what did I call it? Elbow. Red Bull Elbow. Because that's real, man. Really hurts. And it's my left arm for you smutty. I know what you're thinking. Oh God. So Homesick like he's going to help me. Homesick Alien then leads this race. He's not changed to the intermediates. He's not changed from the inters yet. In the chat we have Muddy saying, if the inters are still working, I personally wouldn't be using my softs just yet. No, you wouldn't want to. That's what I'm thinking. Well, Homesick Alien feels that he has worn that front right quite a lot. So maybe he's thinking the front rights are starting to tear. Mrs. Guesty stayed with the inters. So Cthulhu's on the softs on an outlap, only 7 seconds behind Mrs. Guesty. Racer Brown has gone for a set of mediums. Matt Psycho, has had a bit of damage, lost a bit of time there. He's behind Racer Brown. He was the race leader, remember? Oh, I don't know if we can get that. I'm sure he doesn't want to see it. Look. Oh, it's already happened. I apologise. So, yeah, Racer Brown and Cthulhu both getting past Matt Psycho with him picking up a bit of damage. He's easily gone past Homesick Alien there. Homesick Alien just coming out, and I guess a little ginger on the softs, doesn't want to put up too much of a fight. Matt Psycho's already bedded in his softs. Skyjacker then, he's on the medium tyres, and that earlier lap, I think, hasn't done him anything. He's still really pretty much where he was, behind ahead of Jokus and behind the Alien now, because the Alien pitted last. So that's not good for Bazza, is it? Or Mrs. Guesty. It means they're going to lose a stack of time, but they're going to be... Oh, we had this glitch the other time, some other group that I did on, where it keeps telling you to refuel, and it's not true. So the Baz, he's sticking with it. He's sticking with it. He knows he's losing time. I mean, Ensign Hewitt's done a 19.8. It's not a major jump in the soft tyre from a 20.1, really. That crossover, it's not huge. So Bazza's not losing a whole bunch of time out there. We're on our way to 15 minutes, a quarter into the race. Let's quickly think about that. So well, my brain goes and it disengages. I don't think too hot. Muddy in the chat saying wait until it's even drier than it is now. Yes, that's what I would think. I think, yeah, make sure. But like I said, they've got the map, they've got the weather gauge in theirs. So Bazza still continuing on, 22 seconds. Mrs. Guesty also fancies it, wants to get the good use out of those intermediates, and she's using them a lot better than Bazza is, it has to be said. Racer Brown catching up rapidly on the racing medium tyre with a 1:18.6 now. 2 seconds is starting to get into that. Yeah, the intermediates are nowhere near. Well, how is our man Norman's doing? He was on wets. What's he gone on to? He's gone on to his set of softs early doors. And he's found himself in a race with Ensign Ewart and Pat there. Pat's a good 10 seconds down the road. Did he leave it too long to pit? He possibly did. Baz is in now, though. Let's see how that goes. And Mrs. Guesty being caught up by Racer Brown has stated, no, they're coming in, Mrs. Guesty into the pit lane, and that will be everyone off of the wet type tyre and on to some dries. Racer Brown, meanwhile, takes the fastest. No, he does not. Sorry. I saw purple, but Matt Psycho right behind him snatched it right from under his nose by about a tenth and a bit. A tenth and some small change. So Racer Brown then leads the way on medium tyres. So he has not used his softs yet. He's got Matt Psycho chasing him down on the only set of softs that he can use in this race. Question is, how far into the race can he take the softs? At the moment, he's using them to great. He's using them well. I don't know. It's great. I can't even think of the word. Homesick Alien in third. He's also gone to the softs. Now, I thought staying out longer would have hurt him. Now, where's Bazza come out? Bazza's come out ahead of Skyjacker, and even though he stayed out a lot longer than the guys around him, he's gained well. He's kind of held ground. He might have lost position to Cthulhu a bit, and Jokers has got ahead of him, but he stayed ahead of Skyjacker by about 3 seconds. Norman's in 8th. He's only 6.3 seconds. Bazza, has he just moved? Oh no, what was that? Bazza's had a big one. Bazza's had... No, he hasn't. He's there. Oh, there he goes. He's just getting himself straightened up. Poor Baz. Let's have a look then. Baz on a fresh set of medium tyres, chasing down Jokers, that was. Tries... Oh, it's the curb. The curb was still wet, Baz. The curb was still wet, my friend. But let's look at this recovery. Oh, yeah. Lovely three-point turn there. And, ooh, he's not really proud of the people he got in the way of. Oh, dear. Poor Baz. You got to feel for him. That was the curb. That was just... Oh, and he was up there, wasn't he, in the top 5. Fighting with it. Racer Brown leads from Matt Psycho, but Matt Psycho is ever catching up the Brown with those racing soft tyres. Racer Brown only on the mediums, managing 17.7 on the medium tyre. 17.2 from Matt Psycho, though. Homesick Alien a 17.3. The tyres, they get worn here. They don't like that front right tyre. Cthulhu, beautiful race so far in the Audi. He's 7 seconds ahead of Jokers. Look at Jokers, top 5. Beautiful stuff in his Peugeot. Being chased down by Skyjacker. Skyjacker rather close. We're on board with Skyjacker. Checking it out. No one needs to refuel, don't worry. That's some weird new thing that's happening. It's wonderful. I love it when a new bug appears. While we're in Rome Town, and I'm on it, I don't like the time in the middle, the checkered flag and the countdown. I appreciate having a countdown. Can't stand it being there. And the lap counter, really. Couldn't they have just put it at the top of the screen? It's really annoying where it is. That's it. That is all I have to moan about. I've got my keyboard back. I don't know if I made a big announcement. I was trying to be all sly and just saying, look, you've seen a couple of replays, you know. I'm gutted I haven't got the button what brings up their name, though. I like that. I have to touch the controller for that. But, ooh, Skyjacker. The Skyjacker very much closing in on Joke. Sorry, I was playing. Oh no, Matt Psycho got past. Let's have a look. I probably haven't missed it, I'm afraid. But Matt Psycho, oh yeah, he's already done it. I'm so sorry. I got replays and I still missed the overtake for the lead. How rubbish is that? But Matt Psycho leads from Racer Brown. He does have the soft tyre on, remember. He's not going to be out as long as the Monster Sirocco. What's Matt Psycho? I haven't really looked at Matt Psycho's sponsorship. In the chat, Muddy, he says, oh no, no whoosh button. Yeah, no whoosh button. It's awful. Let's have a look, see what we've got on there. It's a nice looking clean livery, that one, Matt Psycho. I very much like it. No purple, though. I'm surprised. I'm so used to you being in the purple and blue. It's weird seeing you in something different. So Matt Psycho then leads the way 7/10 from Racer Brown. I imagine Racer Brown's enjoying a sweet toe bird off of Matt Psycho, saving a bit of fuel, staying in his clean air, and getting a nice little drive there in the Rocco, pulling away from Homesick Alien. But Homesick Alien's just set a 17.7, but Catula is on absolute fire. Geez, did you see the movie Nearly Pulled, but it was too wet. But Catula is on it. Oh my God. Oh, Catula's on fire. Crazy stuff right in the toe of Homesick Alien. He's looking to get the move done. Homesick Alien, I think that's just a little lag. I think for some reason this evening we're suffering. I heard one of them say that the lobby was a little laggy, and I've got to say, up until lately, the lag has been superb from the lobbies. They've been nice and stable, so I'm not going to complain that we've got jerky cars tonight. It's just the way it is. I mean, they're jerky because it's the full frontal cup. Whoa! So Racer Brown leads. Racer Brown leads? No, Matt Psycho. My good golly gosh, what are these two playing at? How many times do I have to show off I've got this button? It's already happened, hasn't it? Dang, damn it. Oh, look, it says lap 16 at the bottom. I like that. That's a new touch. Dang, damn it, though. I missed it. I don't know. Matt Psycho had a small off, and Racer Brown got the move done. Back into the lead. Unbelievable. How can I keep missing stuff? So there he is, Mr. Brown, in the Sirocco. Matt Psycho chasing him down in the Peugeot, is it not? Yeah, he's in the PUG. Then we've got Cthulhu Fernando, only 3.6 tenths behind, and he's going with a ton of steam. He's got himself Homesick's picked up a bit of damage there. Homesick Alien was displaying a lovely set of lap times. He's the fastest man so far, and yeah, he's picked himself up a little ding. It's cleared now, but that front right tyre, he's not even used the back tyres on those softs. Can he just not get his mechanics to swap the tyres from front to back? Just change that one at the front. It takes a punishment, doesn't it? Oof. So Homesick Alien, 5.5 seconds behind Cthulhu. We are 23. Oh my gosh, I don't know if that's what we're seeing in real time. That must be the tyre. He sounded like he was squealing for pure mercy into that corner, and I think he's lost all grip. This is a game changer. Let's look at the tyres. See, Racer Brown already, he's caught damage as well. Wow. Wowzers. Is this tyre deck causing chaos that we're seeing ahead of us? This is crazy. So Matt Psycho retakes the lead, and Racer Brown is the man that's picked up a bit of damage now. He's shaking it off. Car 86 is back on it. The medium tyre is looking very much tidier than the soft, and there, look, Racer Brown just wants to drive past the soft running Matt Psycho. And is the tyres that much of a difference with the wear? Looks like it for Racer Brown, because he really does want to just drive past him virtually. Unbelievable fight for the lead here. The medium tyre is in the zone. How's Skyjacker doing? We'll have to look. He's catching up with Homesick. I am sure of it. I don't want to pull away from these pair, because every time I blooming do, they pull a move on each other. So what can I do? I'm stuck here, staring at these. Bunting in the chat saying, evening, old man. How's it going, you son of a gun? You son of a baked bean. Get yourself on track. Pronto. I don't know if that's Spanish. Is Spanish pronto? Is pronto Spanish? I know another Spanish word. Yo, I know another Spanish word. Hola. Buenas noches. Buenos noches. And there's another move on the go here. Vamos. Oh, no! That's what has happened? And I don't know. Matt Psycho continues on. Cthulhu gets the position. and Racer Brown is stricken, trying to get back on track. Homesick Alien is catching him hand over fist, and we said Skyjacker with the medium tyres coming back into play, and Racer Brown recovering now. Jeff, shall we have another look at that? Oh, in the toe, so Racer Brown around the outside. That Psycho holding line inside. Oh, I think it does look a little bit 50, I think. Oh, I don't know. It did look like Racer Brown was trying to turn in and Matt Psycho was there, but I wasn't on board, I cannot say. Oof for that one. That's one for another day for the stewards to sit there and deliberate about. But Matt Psycho continuing on. Cthulhu now up into second, but Cthulhu has brought it into the pits. Homesick Alien, plenty of fuel, but no front right tyre whatsoever. He's coming in to shed those softs, and Racer Brown continues on. He's got a quarter of a tank of fuel on board, and the tyres are still good to go for a short while. Yes, Skyjack staying out as well, but his fuel is getting rather low. Normans is coming into his own in this race now. He's right there, you know. He's in the mix. He's had a quiet race, kept his head down, started on those wets, and the race went away from him. He pitted, I think he pitted quite early for those. He's made those softs last extremely well. It has to be said. To say he's doing 17s, which is the pace, unless he's had another pit stop, which I don't believe he has saved those softs extremely well. Well, beware the rest of the field. Let's go further down. Jokus is having an extremely great race in 5th place. He's done a super job. Ensign Ewart, we saw right near the back. He's in 6th, but he's coming close to a pit stop. Bazza, we saw it all go wrong on a wet curb for him. He's now in 7th. Cthulhu pitted he's come out in 8th, and so as Homesick, who's just pitted, has come out in 9th. Further back then, Mrs. Guesty, not far behind them. She's in 10th on a set of medium tyres. Strong pace. I think she's going for the long run here. Maybe less pit stops at the high speed ring. That makes sense. Pat, though, 1.6 seconds behind, but Pat is gasping for some gas. He wants some fuel in that car. That Suzuki Swift. He needs refilling. So he's going to sling it into the pits, I imagine, this time around. Giving Mrs. Guesty. Mr. Guesty is watching, I think. Mrs. Guesty. A little bit of breathing room. And Ensign Ewart also pitting. So good for Mrs. Guesty there with half a tank of fuel. She'll be leaving those guys way behind. And Homesick Alien will be on the next on her list, who's right behind Cthulhu, who's right behind the Baz. How's the Baz got back into this race? Brilliant stuff. Cthulhu, though, heavy on fuel. The Alien didn't fuel up as much. Gone for the medium tyre, though. And Jokus having a solid race, but he's coming to the end of his fuel tank. Matt Psycho into the pits. Then that front tyre absolutely shot. And Racer Brown opting to continue on, I think. Is he? He is. And remember, Racer Brown yet to use the medium tyre, the soft tyre. Skyjacker, he does come in, but that's fuel, forced by fuel. His tyre's still quite tidy. And the big question is, what is that rain going to do? Is it coming back? So Norman's also up. Look at him. He's done a right crafty silent one there as Norman's 7 seconds behind the race leader. He will need to pit very soon. So will the Brown at the end of this pit. Jokus also needing to pit at the end of this lap. Matt Psycho back out and technically in the lead when everyone makes their pit stops. Bazza up into second. Not great, not bad when everyone pits. Sorry, he's not at the moment. He's in 5th, and he looks like he's struggling now with Cthulhu. Fernando all up and in his business and wishing to get by. Bazza's teeth gnarling away. With Homesick Alien 2 seconds behind now. He went for another set of medium tyres, so he still hasn't spent his soft tyre. What's happened to Skyjacker, I hear you ask? Skyjacker coming out of the pits in 8th, and he also has not spent his medium tyre, so he obviously assumes another pit stop is in the calls. Racer Brown comes into the pits then. Normans will follow him in, I'm sure. Jocus also will be in, and Matt Psycho technically will be back in the lead of this race. Round 1 of the FF Cup. What a blinder, and our first time streaming at High Speed Ring. And it's not disappointed, has it? We can't say at all that it's disappointed. So Matt Psycho leading the way from the Baz at the moment, but the Baz is out of sequence with the pit stops. Well, he shouldn't be, really, should he? He had that spin on the curb. So yeah, no, Baz was in the top 5 and he's fought his way back up there again. But I just think he's going to be pitting a little sooner than some of them around him. Like Homesick Alien's on half a tank already. He's out for a short blast with them, and I guess he's going to try and have a grand finale with the soft tyres, as will Racer Brown, who's a little bit behind him now, 6 seconds after his big spin. No, Racer Brown's gone for soft tyres now. He's spending his soft tyres in this middle-ish stint. Skyjacker, he's gone back to mediums, we did see that, and he's not far behind the Brown. So great racing. Normans came out of the pits in 7th on a set of medium tyres, and he made those softs last ridiculously. This could be Norman's last pit stop. He might be going for the rest of the race now. We'll keep an eye on him. Jocus down in 8th. He was 5th. He's lost some ground there for some reason, and Bazza has brought it in. Bazza, I said he was out of sequence. He's now coming in for his second stop, as Matt Psycho flies high in the lead, with Cthulhu now in 2nd. Homesick Alien is 3rd for now, and Racer Brown 4th, chasing down the Alien on a set of softs with the Alien on them medium tyres. Then we have Skyjacker on a set of mediums. He has yet to use the soft tyre. Normans, I think he used the soft tyre on that last stint. He's gone to mediums. He could be running to the end, we're not sure. He's pretty good with his tyres, and let's see how he is with his fuel efficiency. Jocus then has moved up to 7th now. I said he shouldn't have been further back there. He seems to have been mugged off by Normans there, and maybe Bazza. No, Bazza isn't out there. So Bazza's behind Jocus, but not far behind him. And Bazza's, no, he isn't. He's just ahead of Guesty. Mrs. Guesty, I think. So Mrs. Guesty has got a target to aim for now. Why am I not getting in-car views? Oh, yeah, there we go. I pressed the wrong button, that's why. Oh, the keyboard's new to me. Look at me, I'm rusty. So, Mrs. Guesty then 1 second behind Baz, but Baz has put on a set of softs, so that's going to be a struggle. Now, Ensign Newitt, we saw pitting. Oh, I don't know. I think there's no pit stop. I think they might have had an off on lap 21 or something. Lost a bit of time on lap 21, but a second ahead. And we saw Ensign and Pat making pit stops, so Mrs. Guesty should have had a nice gap from them behind. What's going on with this? Gee, there you go, sorry. There is Ensign Newitt in the Suzuki Swift. Medium tyres, a second behind Mrs. Guesty, but he's 21 seconds ahead of Pat there. What happened to Pat? I know he made a pit stop. Did he make a second pit stop or something? 150 on lap 21. At the same time, Ensign pitted. Not sure. Yeah, 21, 147. So I'm not sure why Pat's lost that much time to Ensign Newitt. Interesting. So then, running through, Matt Psycho is leading this race by 4.8 seconds. We have just over 25 minutes of fabulous racing to go here at the High Speed Ring for round 1 of the Full Frontal Cup. And my God, we love to look at it. And it's Matt Psycho leading ahead of Cthulhu. He's had an absolutely cracking race. His qualifying was hindered the fact he didn't go on to soft tyres when everyone did, and in the last 5 minutes of qualifying it dried up, and the rest of most of the field, all of the field possibly, had gone on to soft tyres to set their times, but Cthulhu opted to stay on the inters and had a so-so qualify. Oh, his back end, he kept it together though. Cthulhu, I thought, losing the back end of his Audi as he is chased down. Look at this, after 35 minutes of racing, and it is rather close. 4.5 second lead as Matt Psycho built up ahead of Cthulhu, but Cthulhu 5.3 seconds. I thought it was closer than that just now. I thought it was 3 seconds. Racer Brown only a second and a bit. He is on those soft tyres, remember. God, it's perpetually dark at high speed ring. It doesn't look like night time. There's like some light in the sky, but it just seems to have stayed this darkness. Times transition, I believe, was on times 10. But I don't know, we've gone from twilight to dusk or something. Missed the day part out. And Matt Psycho leads, Cthulhu in second, Homesick Alien third. What's going on with my cameraman? Oh, don't play up. Homesick Alien, there you go. Racer Brown in fourth, sorry. Skyjacker fifth. I think he's on pretty good. The strategies are very close now. They're pitting roughly the same time. Racer Brown's just got the fastest lap of the race, and that's who Skyjacker is chasing, so that's got to crush. And Normans is catching up Skyjacker, is he? A 19.0, 17.5. Not quite. Now, I saw some fighting somewhere. Is this the fighting that I saw? Remember, Racer Brown's on the soft tyre, though. He won't be able to go as long as we're at Homesick. That's what she said. Bazza getting the fastest lap now. Bazza must have gone to soft tyre. He's chasing Normans down. Unbelievable stuff here. Right, we'll have a quick look at the Baz. He's not got anyone around him, but man alive, 5.5 seconds. Norman's on those medium tyres, and we think he's trying to eke his petrol out to the end of the race. 7 minutes, and he's only just gone over a quarter of a tank. That's not bad. I don't know if it's enough to get to the end of the race. Ensign Ewart and Pat have both got past Mrs. Guesty. Is she pitted? Yes, on a set of softs. Now we mean business. And that's Cthulhu putting a lap on the other Audi. But it doesn't matter because Mrs. Guesty's car looks so much hotter than Cthulhu's. It looks like it's on fire. Flaming, bruv, isn't it? It's flaming. So Matt Psycho leads the way on the medium tyre. He has used his soft tyre compound. He can only run the race now on the medium or hard, or pray for rain. Although he seems to have this under control in the dry. So maybe rain would not be on the top of his list in the chat. Sorry, I've missed some chat here. Mama Homesick saying, come on, son. She's calling on Homesick, who has lost the position to Racer Brown. But that was inevitable with Racer Brown on those soft tyres. Homesick Aliens has he not? I'm not sure now. I knew I'd lose track. No. I think he's used a set of softs. He's on mediums. It's Skyjacker whom has not used a set of softs. And is it Matt Psycho who has not used a set of softs? No, Matt Psycho might use some. I think it's Homesick. I want to say it's Homesick and Skyjacker, but I might be wrong. No, because Homesick really wrecked his tyres in that last stint, didn't he? He must have used softs. I knew I'd lose track. 39 minutes into the race, and I've lost all track. I know Skyjacker hasn't used softs. Joker's doing a superb job. Just ahead of Normans, though, eking that fuel out. He's not going to make it. He needed half a tank at 45, so he is going to have to come in for a splasho dasho. And Bazza's flying out there. Bazza, 4.6 seconds. He was 5 seconds behind Normans. When are you ahead of Normans, actually? Possibly not. This is a knock. No, I think that's fine. I think he was 5 seconds behind Normans. Now he's catching up. Hand over fist. Awesome stuff from the Baz. Looking good out there, Bazinator. Ensign in 9th in the Suzuki Swift. Got a little Suzuki Cup going on down here between Pat and Ensign, although Ensign is 18 seconds ahead of him. Some 15 seconds behind the Baz. And it just looks like that Suzuki, it doesn't have the pace of the other FF cars around it. Mrs. Guesty we saw going into the pits, putting a set of softs on. She's on it now. And I don't know when Ensign and Pat are going to be pitting. Pat's just under half a tank of fuel. Ensign Newark is about similar. They will pit before, but I'm not sure how long they're going to be going into the race. Matt Psycho, meanwhile, 5 seconds ahead of Cthulhu. I don't think Cthulhu doing anything he can do to catch up Matt Psycho at the moment. They're matching each other in lap times. Racer Brown, meanwhile, is a second faster than the two ahead of him. 4.4 seconds off, but he has half used up that front right tyre. It is going away from him rather swiftly. And is that home to game? We see going into the pits. 19 minutes to go. Is he going to go for a set of softs and a full tank of fuel and take this bad boy all the way home on a set of juicy soft tyres? There's Skyjacker going through and up. He might have used the softs actually. I'm not sure. I've lost track. I have a feeling he hasn't, but I don't know. But Skyjacker now up into 4th place. Still got a quarter of a tank of fuel on board for Skyjacker. Still loads of life in those medium tyres. Not likely to catch up the Brown ahead of him, who's doing 16.6s at the moment. And that is up against Cthulhu's 17.6s and Matt Psycho's 17.2. So you do the math. Racer Brown is going to make that 3.6 seconds disappear rather swiftly. 10 seconds ahead of Skyjacker, whom is 9 seconds ahead of Jokus, who now is getting a little bit of hassle as that front right tyre goes away from him. Normans is coming upon him. And the Flying Finn looking to get business done pretty swiftly on the, what was it, Suzuka? Was it Suzuki? No, he's in a pug, isn't he? Jokes is in a pug. Racer Brown into the pits. We did say his tyre was half worn. I didn't expect him to be in that soon, though. That's peculiar, unpredictable. Bazza then up into 7th. He's half used that right tyre. He's still cracking on though. And Homesick did come out in the mediums. Maybe he has used the soft tyre already. Ensign Newark 3 seconds behind the Alien. I tell you what, still not a lot in it, is there? Racer Brown out and onto a set of mediums. So the softs weren't suiting him. I mean, they were. He was doing 16s, but he obviously thought they were done. And let's move on. And he stayed ahead of the Alien quite nicely, quite handsomely. 9 seconds, 8 seconds. It's got to keep falling, obviously, but I thought it would be a lot less than that. 7 seconds, wow. Ensign Newark then. 4.3 seconds behind those guys, but they've just pitted and come out. Ensign's getting ready for his pit stop in the next lap or two. We've got 16.5 minutes to go of this race. Pat 16 seconds behind Ensign Newark and 25 seconds ahead of Mrs. Guesty, who is going to see Skyjacker come by just on her fastest lap of 1:18.7. And she might be running that tank all the way home yet. We'll have to wait and see. There might be a twist in the tail of Mrs. Guesty's race. Matt Psycho posting purples on his medium tyre. That's impressive, isn't it? He's got a quarter of a tank of fuel. He's got a very well worn front right tyre, and he's getting the first sector in purple. So I know it's only 2 corners, but still, it's impressive in my book. 5.7 seconds behind is Cthulhu, and it just doesn't look like Cthulhu has the pace to take it to Matt Psycho today. Skyjacker is going to be ready for a pit stop pretty soon. His fuel's just started flashing. Joker's up to 4th, but he also ready for a pit stop. Normans, we thought, is going deep in this race now. He's got to make a decision with only 15 minutes left on the clock. Does he come in with the 2 ahead of him that he's quite close? I mean, it's 7 seconds to Skyjacker. Cthulhu is in. This has got to be his final pit stop, surely. Matt Psycho continues on in the pug. And the Skyjacker also in. We're going to see Jokers coming in. Normans has got a big decision to make. He stays out. He stays out and jumps up into second place as Bazza also comes into the pits. And Racer Brown will move up into third unless Skyjacker or Cthulhu can get out. And Cthulhu can get out. Cthulhu joining the track. There's Racer Brown down the track. It's going to be quite tight. Cthulhu's got to bed in a new set of medium tyres. They're going to be cold. They're going to be very, very frisky. He's not going to have a lot of grip. Racer Brown, all the grip in the world. He's bedded his in for a lap and two. And he is gaining on the Spaniard right now. And it's going to be an absolute super duper battle we're going to see between Cthulhu and Racer Brown. Norman staying out for the time being, but he's not going to go all the way to the end. He will pit before the end. Matt Psycho posting the fastest lap in the race, even though he's got a shoddy set of racing mediums on and his fuel's just flashing. Racer Brown, then, that's where we want to be. Racer Brown on Cthulhu. Two VRC champions going up against each other head to head. Similar machinery. Both on the medium tyres, both lots of fuel. This is just throwing down the Audi V, the V-dub. And Racer Brown just can't find any gap against Cthulhu, but he's got the toe coming down the straight. This is the battle for the final podium position. And what a battle we're getting as Racer Brown goes for the inside. He's going to make it look easy. He's through and he's up and into third. And oh my word, I don't think Cthulhu could do anything about that. And he didn't even try. Why waste his time? He's going to try and get a tow down this straight and return the favour, but he just can't. And that's Racer Brown then up and into third. But Cthulhu's going to stay with him and we're going to stay with them, because he's going to try and re-attack. I am sure. Oh, big barrier hit for Homesick Alien in the background. And this is the time he wants to really be banging in those lap times whilst these two are fighting each other. Look at Cthulhu looking for anything on Racer Brown. He definitely wants to return the favour up and around that final straight. Racer Brown out wide, coming out the corner. And Cthulhu is right there in his wake, faster than he's been before in this race. Here coming up around the long straight, Matt Psycho, the leader, is into the pits. The leader is in and out of the pits. Still in the lead. Unbelievable. No, Normans does take the lead, but he's got a pit. He can't go till the end. And no, Cthulhu just can't get that toe. Can he? No, they're in the corner already. And he's lost ground on the Rocco down the straight, it seems. The Sirocco, a little pocket rocket, it looks like down there. That straight, a 15.6 from Mr. Brown. Unbelievable stuff. But the Audi coming back is strong in the first corner, is the Audi. And he's up the inside. No, he thinks about it. He thought about it. And he pulled his punch right at the end. So Norman, someone's at the side. Oh, it's Mrs. Guesty. Mrs. Guesty getting out of the way of the leading cars. Norman's there under him. No, he's not men's pressure because that's Pat behind him. So Norman's getting a lap on Pat, but his fuel is low. We've got, 11 minutes left of this race. Matt Psycho in and out. And going to the end, and he's still 7 seconds ahead of Racer Brown, who is only just keeping Cthulhu at bay. That is an amazing race these two are having for that final podium position. Cthulhu again having a sly look on the inside. And Normans is into the pits. Where's he going to come out? This is going to be intriguing with Norman's strategy. A late pit stop deep into the race. And Homesick Alien there in fifth. He's 6 and a bit seconds behind this battle. And Cthulhu just doesn't seem to have the pace. Oh, it's not the battle of the final podium, is it now? They are both all in the podium. Battle for second place in this race. Oh, dear. And Racer Brown, how far away are they? 6.5 seconds from Matt Psycho. That's unbelievable. Matt Psycho putting a lap on Pat, I think. Yes, Pat getting out of the way beautifully. As Matt Psycho goes through. 7-second lead now on Racer Brown. Racer Brown still ahead of the Audi of Cthulhu as they go past Mrs. Guesty. Hopefully they gave her a wave. Homesick Alien in the Renault straight up. Great result in 4th place. in the lone McGann out there. Skyjacker in the Audi, I imagine. Oh, he's gone for softs now. He's using the softs, but he's 9.6 seconds behind the Alien. What can he do from there? Can he gain all that lost time on the Alien before the end of the race to gain fourth? Joker, superb drive for sixth, possibly. We're not sure. There might be more movement yet in the last 10 minutes. Bazza, seventh. I imagine he would have expected it. I don't know. Maybe he was running up there in the top five, wasn't he? Without that spin, who knows? Who knows? I think he would have at least been ahead of Jokers, possibly ahead of Skyjacker. Without the spin. The spin that was just cruel and unfair. Norman's, he's gone for hard. You didn't have to use the hards, Norman, but fair play, you've covered your base. You've got 24 seconds on Ensign Hewitt, so that's safe. But if you wanted to go and attack Baz, that's going to be pretty tricky when he's on a set of medium tyres. But Norman's just ticking all the boxes, making sure he doesn't fall foul of the rule. And Ensign Hewitt 24 seconds behind him on a set of medium tyres. Possibly something could happen. Pat there in 10th place. And he's 15 seconds. He's been a rough 15 seconds whole race. So whatever happened in their pit stops that put him that far behind, he's neither lost nor gained. He's just done his fastest lap of the race, a 16.2, which is superb. And Ensign Hewitt doing 17.8. You know what? At that pace, Pat, you might catch Ensign Hewitt up. And Mrs. Guesty, the debut in the VRC. I mean, come on. Look at the room you've entered. It's some heavy hitters in there. And I think Mrs. Guesty can walk away from this one. If she can get to the end without running out of fuel, then she's better than Mr. Guesty. So really, that's all you need to do, Mrs. Guesty, to impress me, is get to the end of the race without running out of fuel. Go for it. Matt Psycho then gets another fastest lap of 15.1. Do you know what? I'm going to start traversing the group. Oh, these two are still having a gorgeous race. I'm going to stay with these for a bit. But yeah, it's really cruel. I'm going to stop going from last place to first place when I do my run through, because it's like, what a contrast. You go there like saying, oh, 18s, and then you go, oh, Matt Psycho's just on a 15.1. It's soul destroying. So I'm going to start going back up the group rather than jumping from last to first. It's too cruel. This is the move then. Cthulhu's going for it. He's going for the inside of Racer Brown. There's not much Racer Brown's going to be able to do to protect this one. He's going to have like nightmares of the Matt Psycho move, but there's plenty of space given by both drivers in this one. Whereas I think both drivers way too close to each other in the other one. But it's not me. I'm not stewarding, so well, I have to. Oh, Cthulhu got the move done, but he hit the barrier. Has that slowed him down any? It seems not. It seems not. He's got the move done on Racer Brown. And my God, this is interesting. 6 minutes left of the race. Both of these are carrying quite a bit of fuel. They must be... Oh, and it looks like Racer Brown's got an edge. Got an edge through the tighter section of the track than the Audi TT. It's a beast, is the Audi TT. I imagine just like a nice straight line. And I imagine it's understeer city out there for all of these competitors. The FF cars. And at the moment, Matt Psycho leads by 7.5 seconds. Second place is held by Cthulhu at the moment, but Racer Brown just glitched in front of him. Super spike lag. Wow, how weird. Haven't seen that for a while. And so Cthulhu's in third. We didn't see it. Homesick Alien in fourth and pretty safe. Skyjacker. He was 9 seconds. Oh, he's torn that tyre. Look at him. Oof. Who's behind him? Jokers. Mate, you've still got a chance in this. 5 minutes to go, but Skyjacker has ripped his front tyre apart, chasing down Homesick Alien, and all he's done is gain 2 seconds on him. That is... although Homesick Alien's tyre's not looking too pretty. He's just had a little tap with the wall, but it's not looking healthy, is it? As these guys, Racer Brown and Catula, continue that battle for second place. And it is cracking stuff. Both cars carrying war wounds, scrapes and dents all over the bad boys. Matt Psycho having a pleasant run, really. These two fighting each other. They're never going to go up and go for him. So Matt Psycho, he's cruising this one. I'm sure he wouldn't agree. It's not cruising. We see his Fitbit pictures of his heart rate. I'm telling you, it's gonna one day his car's just gonna come to a grinding halt. We know why. So Catula then going back ahead of Racer Brown. These two, gee, you guys, look at you two having fun. Lovely, clean, fun racing here at the Virtual Racers Club. Home Segalian in 4th. Skyjacker is in 6th. His tyre not looking too pretty, but only 4 minutes to go. Should be fine. Jokus, good run in 6th at the moment. 5.2 seconds behind Skyjacker. 2.8 seconds ahead of the Baz. And we said about tyres, no, it's about even Stevens, but Baz did a 16.1 last time around. 16.0 from Jokus. He's more than matching the Baz at this point in the race. 3.5 minutes to go. Norman's on those hard tyres. He's not been able to make any kind of impression whatsoever on the Baz, and you wouldn't expect it. And it's so unfortunate. He probably didn't realise he didn't have to use the hard tyre. And hopefully someone will explain that to him, because he could have gone for a fight with Baz and Jokus, I reckon, in this battle, if he'd put the mediums on. Possibly, I don't know. Ensign Ewer in 9th, fighting that little fight down there with Pat still 10 seconds. I think Pat slowly has been pulling in time on Ensign Ewer. Ensign Ewer doing 17.6, and Pat there on the soft tyres in the 16s. Lovely pace from Pat. Jokus into the pits. Now that's odd. He hasn't got a lot of fuel, but still, it's not flashing. You probably could have made that. What's he doing? He's not putting a set of hards on. He's not gone like that route, has he? What's he done? Didn't even change fuel. Just a little squirt of fuel, but it's given Normans the position, which I imagine Normans didn't even dream he'd see that. Poor Jokus, just a little squirt of fuel he needed. Ensign Ewer doing fine in 9th. He's got more than enough fuel. And then there is Pat in 10th. And Mrs. Guesty, oh no, the fuel's flashing. She might not be able to get to the end on the fuel. Look, all you have to do to be better than your fella, your husband, don't want to make, I think they are married, is get to the end without running out of fuel. And that is more than Mr. Guesty can manage. Matt Psycho then 10-second lead on Cthulhu. Cthulhu looks like he's dropped Brown. Wow, 12 seconds. Brown did a 1:24 last time out, and he's got his hazards on. What the bejeebers is going on there? And Home Segalian looks to be catching, but Home Segalian's tyres are in a bad way, and I could help you through. So Racer Brown is away from keyboard. AK, was it? Away, AFK. Yeah, Racer Brown having trouble out there, AFK. And maybe this is just getting that fuel to the end. He's got the hazards on, but I don't think it's not ghosting. So I'm guessing he's driving it. Possibly. Maybe it's just a fuel save thing. Maybe he's waiting for the alien and then he's going to speed up. Honestly don't know. That's oddness going on. So Matt Psycho's crossed the line with 30 odd seconds on the clock, so he's going to have to do this lap. Cthulhu also crossing the line, so this will be his final lap. Home Segalian's got by a Racer Brown. This is odd. Hasn't crossed the line yet, but there's plenty of time on the clock for him to get through and on to his final lap. And Racer Brown also moving on to this one, 15 seconds. So Skyjacker, oof, look at his front right tyre. Ooh, that's painful. He's gone through. The Baz crosses the line with 5 seconds to go. He still could catch Skyjacker if Skyjacker has an off. And it's flags out. His flag's out, and the first person to finish will be Norman's, is it? Yes, Norman's. Beautiful stuff in 7th place. Great drive ahead of Jokers, who had to get a splash and dash, unfortunately. Ensign Newer is bringing it on home in 9th. He's just behind someone, but oh dear, it's not the leader, is it? It is. Matt Psycho then takes the win. Superb drive, flawless victory from Matt Psycho. Great stuff. We saw Ensign crossing the line. Here comes Catula. Great drive there. Great battle with Racer Brown to take 2nd place in the Audi. Beautiful stuff. And Homesick Alien, the surprise round out for the podium position there. Absolutely cracking stuff in the Lone McGann. Take a boo, my son. Well done. Superb stuff. And Skyjacker does catch up with Racer Brown. Whatever was going wrong in Racer Brown's car, he's still... No, it's not over yet. Racer Brown's still there involved. No, Skyjacker's got 4th. Wow. Thrilling end there from Racer Brown and Skyjacker. And Bazza rounds it out in 6th. And Guesty, no, don't say no. She ran out of fuel. No! Oh, I told you not to run out of fuel, and then I could have said you were better than the original Guesty. Bloody hell. What is it in their family? They're thrift, aren't they? They use every last milligram. There is the sexy Matt Psycho, and what a beautiful curvature he has to his behindy. Great stuff. Beautiful stuff. Right, let's have a look at those results before we close it all down. There's your race results. Matt Psycho takes the debut win in this brand new spanking championship, the Full Frontal Cup. And I have enjoyed myself very much so. In the chat then, Mama Psych saying, nice one, Matthew. Well done, guys. Super thingy. Oh, bless you. Thank you. And Skyjacker saying, craziness. It was a little crazy, wasn't it, around the ring? Around the high-speed ring. And Matt Psycho takes the win ahead of Catula, who had an absolute cracking race from an awful qualifying, and takes 2nd place. Fernando. Homesick Alien rounds out the podium in the Lone McGann. But, I mean, really, I don't know what Racer Brown's issue was. But you'd think it was Racer Brown's podium, but something went amiss in the Brown house. Skyjacker gets 4th. Great drive there. It looked like he was he early pitted, didn't he? He was something shook it up. I think he pitted early or something, but on the wets to softs, possibly. He had an interesting race, but he got 4th in the end, ahead of the Brown in 5, Racer Brown. Then the Baz, 6th. Now 6th isn't bad, but I imagine Bazza, he was there in the top 5. He could have got a podium today. He had that awful spin on the curb. It was not fair. Norman's great drive there. Shame about the hards at the end. I think he might have been able to catch up the Baz if he'd gone for a set of mediums. He didn't need to use those hards at the end, but he opted to do so anyway. But great drive from Norman's. Jokers, oh, what a shame. The fuel, the splash, dash really hurt him there. He would have had a net 6th at easy, but needing to pit, and you need to pit. Then Ensign Newer, great 9th in the Suzuki Swift. Looks like the Suzuki Swifts are going to have their own battle at the back there, 9th and 10th for Ensign Newer and Pat. And Mrs. Guesty, oh, I said don't run out of fuel, but you run out of fuel, so it runs in the family, it seems. But what a cracking first race. I hope they had fun. I hope she had fun. I hope you had fun, Mrs. Guesty. Your car looks fire. Cracking stuff. Hot stuff. So that was round 1 of the FF Cup, and that was all right, wasn't it? That was tasty. Next Thursday, join us live here from...
So much time maybe had a few too many knocks of the wall in the first few wet laps.
We're round 2 at Bathurst in the evening. Sunny weather is forecast for that one, so join us next Thursday, right here, right at this, well, an hour and a half earlier than this, for round 2. In the chat, Skyjacker said craziness, we saw that one. Pat saying Not sure how I lost so much time. Maybe had a few too many knocks of the wall in the first few wet laps. And Skyjacker said, oof. And Matt Psycho saying, not sure about that incident with RB. No, me neither, man. I had a look at the replay. You'll have to see if an incident's put in. It's
Australia next week.
Yeah, Pat. Yeah, it's a lovely sunny way. I'm going to go roo hunting next week. So join me here at the Virtual Racers Club YouTube channel and let's go roo hunting together. I want to see a kangaroo. I don't know how many races we've done at Bathurst on the new game, but I've heard there's roos. You've got to keep a sharp eye out, but there is roos out there, and I want to find me a roo next week. So join us. In between then, I've still got Northern Isle Speedway Stock Car Championship replay I'm sat on, keeping all warm, ready to do a stream of at some point. And by the time I stream that, Friday's race would have happened as well. So 2 Stock Car Championships, the final of the championship, the 2 penultimate and the final of the championship will be streamed over the weekend. And then on Tuesday, hopefully we can get that postponed race for the GT3 Wes up and running. What was it? Spa? No, we did Spa. I don't know. We're racing somewhere. We postponed. It's a beautiful track. I'm looking forward to it. Oh, no, it's not. It's Nürburgring. Yeah, but it's wet, I think. Don't worry. Join us Tuesday. We'll be racing. Thursday, we'll have round 2 of this. And over the weekend, sometime, I'll be streaming 2 races for the Stock Car Championship. Have yourselves an absolute blinding bank holiday, people. And I hope you all have great weather. I don't know how worldwide bank holidays are. You heathens don't care about when Jesus was born or died. Did he die? Or no, he was born on Christmas, wasn't he? But do you not care about Jesus being dead? Bank holiday weekend. Have a great time, guys. Don't forget what it's about, though. It's all about the torture and crucifixion of some dude who was mentally unstable because he thought he was God's son. That's what we're celebrating. Thank you. I should learn that how to say that in Spanish. Soy. I ain't got my list on me. This is going to be rough. Soy Oliver Closeoff. Thank you for joining us here at the Virtual Racers Club. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe and all them awesome things that YouTube get really wet about. That was the Full Frontal Cup. Adios, amigos. Peace and love. Peace.